Hello, it is March 16th, 2026. Another collective oracle reading timeline update for today. Before I show you the decks I use, introduce a card, just want to do some talking. I'll put timestamps so you don't want to hear me talk. You can just go right to where I start the reading. First thing I want to say, I haven't done a reading in like a week. Yeah, last week something was telling me, yeah, don't do any readings, don't do anything until next week, Monday. Oh, here we are, Monday. I felt like doing a reading for today. Next thing, dreams. I like to share my dreams. I had another masculine dream. Of course, I can't remember. It was in that thought space again. I feel like in that space I knew what was going on, but when I woke up, like, I just felt like like there were like two masculine energies. Like there was like a new one on this side, and then like an old one, or I don't know, new and old or what, but like I felt like an overlap, like a. That makes me think of like a plate tectonic, or kind of like, I don't know if it was like covering it up or working with it, but that's what I felt like, something like that. I don't know if that means anything. I think that's like the second or third masculine dream, and I had like what, 2 or 3 feminine dreams. So I thought I'd share that. Yeah, I think that was a Monday night, Tuesday morning last week. Yeah, after that, yeah, I can barely remember any of my dreams. Thought space or normal dreams. Don't know what's going on, but thought I'd share that. And yeah, I got most of my decks in the on the bookshelf in the curio cabinet that I got last summer. All of them except for the boxes for all these cards. I still haven't made the flip through video for these, so I have to do it, show the cards for all of these. It's about 8 readings for this season. We're still in phase 2, phase 2. Yeah, and then yeah, you see I'm wearing gloves. So part of the reason why I haven't done them is because, you know, I don't want to wear gloves when I'm doing that. I still need my hands to heal. I've been cleaning a lot. I'm not using gloves when I should. So, yeah. I think that's all I wanted to say. I'll get to the reading. So I used 5 decks in this reading. The first deck I used, sorry, my throat, the Cosmos Oracle. I pulled 3 cards. We got Void, Binary Star, Geomagnetic Storm. Then I used Supra. 3 cards, Ego, Release, Imperfection. Third deck, Poesis, Wound, Intuition, Flow. And the fourth deck, the Dreaming of You Shaman Oracle deck. Inu, Seeds card. Excelsio, Prayer card. Fifth deck, Fairies. We got Feel the Feels. So these are Yumbos. And Up in Smoke, Jinn card. Yeah, so this is the start of the reading. I want to say that I did make a shuffle video, but as usual, yeah, I would say like more than half of those shuffle reading videos I don't post, and I end up making a second one. So I may one day like just make a quick time lapse of all the shuffle videos I don't post, because yeah, a lot of things fit and might look like I was, you know, like being like, oh, like for instance, yeah, when I was shuffling, I was like trying to see if there was anything fitting, because normally like they make columns and they kind of fit, and which they do. Not until I got into the books. Like for this card, it mentions void. This card does mention magnetic, imperfection being magnetic or something. I'm like, where should I start? There's the flow card. I feel like I may not flow as well I did in the first reading. I first, you know, looked at the pictures and the words and kind of gave what I was feeling from the cards. And then as I was going in the books, like, it was weird because it was like, I'm going to try to do the same thing I did, but I would like, at first I read for this card, then that card, and then this, that, and then it just seemed to like flow, you know? Like, oh, this card reminds me of the one I just read, and then the next card, oh, it makes me think of what I just said. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. I was watching that shuffle video, and I noticed something. I was like, do you see anything with 3? And then I was like, do you see anything with 3? Because I noticed that right after, you know, like before even like started to say what I saw. I already saw it. And then I picked up those 3 cards to show what about it was 3 to me. And then, yeah, so I was watching that video and I'm like, those 3 cards, they all start with an I. There we go again, 3 eyes. Because in my rune reading in the past, I was like, I feel like there's something with 3 eyes. And that was before like 3-eye Atlas came. So I don't know if it has something to do with that. I think they said today 3-eye Atlas is like passing or the closest to Jupiter. I thought that was kind of weird. Yeah, I was talking about 3s before. Like, I feel like we're still not there. You know, like the Trinity or Mother Maiden Crone. Like, I still feel like something like when we get to that point, it'll be the end of the phase 2. Like, you know, and then new beginning in April, which I'm kind of frustrated because I'm like, I think it'll officially be the beginning, but maybe like, I don't know, because I was talking about 3-year cycle, but I feel like something ended. I feel like, you know, spring and then like fall, like around September. So I'm not making sense, but I feel like 2022 was like an ending and a beginning, and then 2023 March was the beginning of a 3-year cycle. But like, I feel like, I don't know, I have to go back in the timeline and look at my notes, because I'm not sure if that's something like that's gonna happen. Like, there's gonna be a new beginning in April, but like, I don't. Anyways, so 3. So these 3 cards. So we got Imperfection, Intuition. Yeah, I noticed that right away. We got 3 leaves, but I was looking more at like the branches or, you know, the stems, and there's 3. These don't have leaves, but there's a seed right there. And then this, I saw the same thing, and then we got a 3rd stem, but like, I'm not sure, it's not coming out the top. And then but like, I'm like, this one you can kind of count it as 1 though, because it looks like it might be coming from the same stem, maybe branch or whatever. But I when I first saw it, I took it as 3. 1, 2, 3. I don't know, I just felt like, you know, something with that. I noticed also we got wings, and I mean, this deck doesn't have a lot of wings, so we got this before. I don't know if this is the last time I used this deck for the reading or the time before, but, and then, yeah, about spirits or something. I feel like something, yeah, we got release, something. Well, yeah, I was feeling before I got to the books, something from like the last reading about like transmutation, but like something more with magnets. Kind of like at the beginning I was talking about like the new masculine energy or something, like different kind of masculine energy, like going on. Like, yeah, when I was thinking about this card, I was kind of thinking like the etch and sketch, or kind of using these cards as an example, like if something goes above, like it's connecting to some things and then letting the other things go. kind of like that kind of feeling. Yeah, this reading, I feel like is I'm gonna read for this one because I feel like this card was really good. It was talking about like the I to the we and back to the I. What was it? The I to be not the I for, keep on want to say empowerment. That starts with the E. Just to get a little taste here. The we to the I returns, but the I is now illuminated as an all-encompassing I. Yeah. With this card, I was first thinking like dynamo or something like, which yeah, brought me back to this because I was like talking about like mind programs, like the thoughts I tell on myself. Like I don't know if they're my thoughts, but you know, it's like if I'm thinking negative things about myself, like it's the other thing, you know, person or is gonna react to that and prove me right. So something about that changing. Yeah, and I felt like giving energy. Maybe that's where this geomagnetic thing is coming in and working on land and like transmuting things. Not making sense. Yeah, we also have 3 ladies here, so we've got the 3 thing going on. For elements, I didn't really notice, but up in smoke, I saw something with the, because in the last ring I was talking, we had the fire and water element. I said it feels like it's been like 2-3 months since I've really talked about elements, but I feel like maybe the smoke's a sign that like there's like something that's already been purified and kind of. I feel like I'm not making sense. I feel like I'm not flowing well in this video. Like, I'm just kind of throwing a lot of stuff out there that might just seem really random, but they all somehow fit together, at least in my mind. Maybe I'll go in order. Yeah, the void. Yeah, once I get in the book, you can see how like it all connects, but I'm just mostly saying like what I felt before I got into the books. Yeah. This book, it does say like not good to reopen wounds, but I didn't see that when I first saw the card. It felt like a releasing. Like I did, you know, this is a fairy deck, but maybe there's some sort of, what was I talking about? Like your ego as like a ghost, like needing to release, clear, go into the void. Yeah, this is like going into the void. And I didn't see the void as, I don't really see the void as like nothingness, but like it's still in between something. So it's not like, I think there's different kind of voids. It's not like before creation. I don't know. I um I don't know what I wanted to say. Yeah, this deck is a Poesis. It's not the deck of flying people or spirits or, you know, a lot of, so, yeah, so I felt, you know, got feathers and, like, kind of, and kind of think, like, this being in the land and, like, or if you see the landscape, like, something with that, like, being yourself, or how am I saying, like, metaphorically, like, being your external self, like something beneath the land, like, you know, your internal, like, releasing with something with the magnetic storm, like pulling that out of you, going to the void, like positive energy working together here. How long has it been? I feel like this is a stupid reading. I'm going to try to do what I did in the first reading and go to like this book first. So yeah, this is, I'm going to put timestamps out. Now we're going into the books. So Up in Smoke, it says this is in Arabic folklore, jinns are shape-shifting beings who have incredible powers that enable them to either help or harm humans. They're said to take on many forms, including those of animals, humans, and even smoke, their bodies being made from fire. The jinn who appear in the Quran are depicted as having the ability to discern clearly between right and wrong. These supernatural beings also show up in the canonical 1001 Nights as sometimes revengeful and sometimes kind characters, granting wishes to those in need. When this card is drawn, you might find yourself at the crossroads of a tough decision. Sometimes there is no objective right or wrong, and you just have to make the choice that feels best for you. Call on a jinn and they might grant you peace of mind. Since the jinn have an affinity with smoke, try lighting a candle or burning incense. Yeah, and then I laughed in that. I was like, maybe that's not a good idea to do that. And I did mention, I did watch a video earlier today that was saying, like, you shouldn't see things as, like good or evil. I mean, you hear that time to time. To be neutral. Yeah, so some stuff about that coming in. Let me go to Feel the Feels. So these are yumbos of, Feel the Feels. Where are you? Oh, there we go. Feel the Feels. Yumbos are fairies, Senegalese folklore who live beneath hills where they enjoy throwing lavish feasts. Their banquets, which humans have been said to attend on occasion, are served by what appear to be disembodied hands and feet. When they run out of food, the yumbos pay visit to humans who are living nearby, taking what they need from pantries. Yumbos are associated with the home and with family. Some sources even say that they are spirits of loved ones who have passed. They've been known to dance in the moonlight. When this card is drawn, give yourself to your feelings. This is a deeply emotional card embedded with the energy of the moon and the body, which needs not only literally but spiritual nourishment to sustain itself. Eat well and dance in the moonlight. And if you cannot find something in your pantry that you could have sworn was there, perhaps it was someone you love paying you a visit. And then this card, 39. Yeah, we only have 2 number cards. 27 making 9, 39 making 3, 9 and 3. This is a prayer card. It says, Excelsio, Shaman is requesting that you begin a ritual of prayer. Pray to the eternal moment of all and make your prayer for the eternal moment of all. This isn't something you need to understand, because as you start to move in a new relationship with this prayer of all, the enlightened awareness of all, will change your experience of life. I'm just going to read this whole thing. I was towards the end where it was talking about the I to the we back to the I. I thought out of everything I read, like, this was pretty good. So I'm just gonna, I didn't read the whole thing in the first video, but I'm just gonna read this here and this. Okay. So it says, I'll try to be quick. Excelsio, Shaman provides the necessary instructions to maintain the highest form of union to all through prayer. This is a highly transcendent and emotional form of prayer. This prayer will send light codes through motion via frequencies from the core of all your cells. Prayer acts as a communication portal between you and the creator of your dream. Excelsio wants to help you with your purpose and wishes to point out the mental programs that are running that prevent you from engaging life with gentle flow. The programs are circular dances, meeting with viciousness while looking for attentiveness and gentleness. Negative mental programs come from a lack of nurturing at birth. This lack left an impression of separateness. Because of this, most of us relate to the traditional individual I, which relates separately to subject and object. There may be old patterns and habits that want to contain the I in a separate identity. Be gentle with yourself as you engage with this awareness. Prayer is a key to letting go of this habit. As one builds a relationship with Excelsio, and awareness develops that makes one let go of the separate ego-based I. It is replaced by the seemingly collective we. This is a great move and an experience that is needed, but this collective we still implies a multiple. It suggests separate beings. Finally, as one moves deeper into prayer with a lightning energy of Excelsio, the I returns, but the I is now illuminated as an all-encompassing I. Now there is no separation in or beyond form. There is now a feeling of being connected to this beautiful I-ness that radiates everywhere all at once. It's kind of confirmation, because before I read that, I was looking at this. Well, I was looking at these two cards. Well, this one, I felt kind of something matrixy. And then this one, I was already feeling like this is like somewhere we need to be, like, the reflection, like, I don't know. I forget how I worded it in that video, but I was just saying, like, not all the cards have like a geometry going on. A lot of the card, they're so, which went, I was talking about mental programs already, like, I was giving a few examples. What was I thinking with the void, like letting that, like, oh yeah, I was like letting that all go. But if that all goes, like, is it good that I don't have an internal dialogue? There's no thoughts telling me, like, none of those, like, saying like I'm great, or like comparing, or like, like nobody likes me, I suck, I'm stupid, or whatever. Like, I don't know, like, things will just flow and work together. Like I said, like, if I'm thinking negatively, like, it's gonna reflect down, and it's gonna, like, it's gonna confirm. But if I don't have that going on, like, I'm not thinking, like, or like this card said, like, good or evil, or right or wrong, like, or just about myself, like how I feel about myself, like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I thought, let's go to 27 Inu. This is a Seeds card. It says, Inu Shaman is asking you to make sure you are not dreaming seeds of illusion before truth. Are you planting seeds of love or hate? The longer we ignore the lessons of our seeds, the deeper and harsher one's awakening process will be. So dig in and take a peek at your garden. Here to bring awareness to whether you are planting seeds of harmony or aggravation. All the work you've been doing up to now has been preparing you to tune to the seed frequencies. It is time to tune into the frequency of why behind what is being planted. Of the why behind what is being planted. Additionally, Inu asks you to heed the process of allowing your seeds to fulfill their intricate destiny. I also forgot to mention about this card. I feel like there's some sort of connection to, yeah, a lot of people, I've heard this example over and over, like when they win the lottery, like a lot of times they lose, they spend the money, or, you know, they're broke again because they haven't, like, you know, there's some internal workings where they haven't, like, gone to where they can remain at that abundant, they haven't, like, acclimated or something. Oh, yeah, I want to say that. Yeah, sorry. Let me see if there's anything else I want to say on this card, Inu. As you plant seeds, you may have a healing-based intent that grows and flourishes as mysterious lessons and insights. Please be aware that a seed naturally develops into that which it is destined to be. Allow your seeds the grace to grow in their purest purpose, no matter how your limited knowledge would expect. Replace rigid expectations with wonder. Yeah. Dreaming with seeds is powerful. Be sure you are not falling prey to the false seeds of others as they plant diversions. Above all, make sure you are not using your powerful dreaming to cast seeds of illusions before others. And then I was like, I'm not doing that. I hope not. Okay. And then I went to, where did I go after that? I think I went to Void. See, somehow... Void. Void. It says, this is empty space. Can you handle it? No answers, no energy, no message. There's nothing. And at the same time, it is like the paradox of silence. It can sound louder than 1,000 words, opening the possibility of the whole. Yeah, I was talking about the mental program. Yeah, like when you silence your mind. I'm gonna read this part. Cosmic voids are bubble-like structures that contain nothing inside and are scattered throughout space. At the same time, they act as valuable tools to unravel the mystery of the universe. Like I said at the beginning, I still have to think about, I'm not really good at science and stuff like this, but I feel like this void is still between like two places, you know what I mean? So it's not like, okay, I don't know. Let's just go on the next side. Binary star says, stars in harmony, stars that are physically bound and that orbit a common point. Observing these stars is a difficult but fundamental task for astronomers. Binary stars form part of the same system. One orbits the other. There is a mutual understanding and they share the same path. Unlike optical doubles, they do not try to change the path of the other, nor is there an illusory union. Simply by being, they belong and respond to each other through an inevitable and harmonic dance dedicated to being. Yeah, I don't know, saying optical doubles. Okay. Geomagnetic storm. Disturbances to the Earth's magnetic field caused by shock waves and an increase in solar wind pressure initially compresses the magnetosphere. A storm is always a representation of a sudden movement with more activity than normal. A storm of water, emotional, affects you differently to a storm generated by the sun, fire, which is linked to violence and anger. Solar storms are disturbances which can last between several hours to several days. They are caused by external factors and produced by a sudden increase in the particles emitted through solar flares, which reach the magnetosphere, resulting in alterations. It is recommended to choose the element portal which resonates with you the most at the present time and carry it out. You can also combine all of them if you wish. Yeah, I thought that was funny because last time I used a geometry deck, I pulled out the alterations card. What did it say in that one? It said, like, leave what, like you don't have to, like, if there was like a mistake or something, you don't have to throw out the whole thing out, but like correct it and move on or something like that. Yeah, this is kind of feeling like that, how I said, like a magnetic thing going on, and it's pulling some things, you know, the things that maybe, I don't call them errors, but don't resonate or something, will be taken out and replaced. Oh yeah, I was feeling, I did mention that in the first videos. I felt like, did I mention it? Something, with ego, like I feel like, oh yeah, like how they say like energy can't be destroyed, but like I was kind of feeling like there's like a spot that needs to like replace like ego, like you know, different. Yeah, maybe by going into the void. Yeah, I, how did I word it? Like, yeah, like if you look at ego, like just using your imagination, like an energy, like, and then you got like another thing to, you know, like fill in its place or something like that with the I don't know. Okay. And then when I went to ego, it mentions a void, and then like I said, this imperfection. So I didn't see how these cards. Oh yeah. Yeah, did I mention that already? How I was talking about the 3-eye. It's a 3-eye atlas, 3 eyes. Yeah, and then and this was talking about the eye. And I forgot to, I should have said this at the beginning of the video. Yeah, I wanted to, it wasn't the last reading, it was the one before, or a lot in this phase 2. I was going on about like there's something with giants, and then like 2 readings ago I pulled out the titanium card, and I was fitting that like with giants somehow, or titans, and then but then also time, is it fit with the time card somehow. I was listening to a YouTuber yesterday, and he said it's possessed 777. I like listening to other tarot readers. He said tightening, and then he's like, kind of like, yeah, I don't know why I'm thinking Titans, Titans. So I thought that was kind of weird that he said like. So I don't know if Titan, I don't know if it somehow fits in this reading somewhere or for that reading, but I thought I'd mention that. I don't know what reminded me of that. Well, where was I? Okay, I was going into the ego card, right? See, I'm not flowing well. I'm just throwing out a lot of stuff. Like, it does all connect, but I'm having trouble, like, packaging it well right now. Ego, where are you? I'm in the wrong book. See, I'm not thinking. I'm like, I asked them from Supra. Let's go to ego. Oh my god. Ego. So, keywords, we have solar, personal, love, achievement, awareness, identity. see. Our egos taps into this communal dream for personal goals, purposes, hopes, and prospects so that we can intensify and elevate our existence on this planet. Gathering this force of creation for our own power can be a risky venture, as its heady virtues are meant to be communal. They cannot be owned. When we forget this, our psyche finds itself perilously alone, enclosed by the narrowing circle of the self. Lost, we fall away from the life-giving mystical community of creation and disappear into the void. To access and fully utilize this power for ourselves, for our own brief moment of existence, we must stand in harmony with all of creation. In turn, this friendship will empower our imaginations to create strong identities born of love, humanity's superpower that will lead our soul to its greatest achievement, away from chaos and death and into the eternal. Yeah, this is a lot about community lately too. Just want to mention community. Where are you? Release. Looking for. Okay, release. Keywords: mighty, present, salvation, freedom, courage. Unfolding, relaxing, easing into the moment before us releases the frantic grip of time. The past and the future are always trying to influence our thoughts by pulling us away from ourselves and from the present. Making space for the moment requires releasing your burdens for a needed rest. This brings an abundance of yourself to you and widens out the space around you, strengthening with the cool, lasting breeze of eternity that lifts you into a force of nature. Imperfection. Keywords: wound. That's funny. It does light up. There's wound here. It actually goes at both these cards, because it says in the book magnetic force, and then it says wound. So it does go. Let me start that again. Imperfection is not something that is manufactured. It is a once only defining element or moment that is neither repeated or repeatable, and one that affects the whole of our being with far-reaching consequences. Such an idiot. I'm like, well, let me read that again. I didn't even finish with the keywords. The keywords: wound, uncommon, unique, loss, inimical, enigma, I don't know. Okay, going back to the paragraphs. This quality of imperfection is what makes it such a magnetic force. It is a stop, a break in the line, or a hole. This quality of imperfection is what makes it such a magnetic force. It is a stop, a break in the line, or a hole in the form that rests your attention fully upon it. It is the almost forgotten side path that is filled with an exceptional yet peculiar beauty, and history is utterly moving and capable of expanding us in a way that normality and perfection could never do. As long as we appreciate and grant it integrity, this invisible force will lead us to the horizon of who we are to become. I have to think about that, because sorry, invisible force. So I was thinking like spirits, or like kind of ghostly. So something, yeah, like I said, kind of like seeing ego as like the ghost or something, like something in the wound has to release, and I don't know. Yeah, let's go to that wound card. So I already did that. Okay, so how long has it been? 39 minutes. Okay. I really messed up that reading there. So we got wound. A wound cannot heal when it is constantly being reopened. With the decision to put down the blade and to make no more unnecessary incision, we can begin to make love scars out of our wounds. They form like calligraphy on our skin and honor the history of everywhere we've been. They are the proof of our resilience to let go again and again. Let's go to intuition. Beyond the mind of thoughts and ideas exists an expansive space, the embodiment of an intelligence that works as your own guiding grace. We do not empower ourselves to become all that our inner knowing desires us to be. When we have made a master out of the mind, or to easily follow somebody else's signs, can you feel the beating of your heart? Can you feel the stirring inside your belly? Can you feel the pressing inside your throat? Let that feeling guide you home. I got the feels. When we have made a master out of the mind, which brings me back to this, the mind programming. And then we'll go to flow. Last card. Last card to read. This is the first deck, second deck, third deck, fourth deck, fifth deck. But the last card that I haven't gotten to yet, flow. Ended on flow. I don't know if I'll give a summary. I don't know if I should post this video. Flow, it is incredibly exhausting to swim against the current of a river. Surrender the fear thoughts and attachments now and slip into the river. What a relief it is to not fight and struggle against life. What a relief it is to let yourself be carried into the direction life wants you to go. What a relief it is to see all the things you once held on to so tightly, or sworn you would never live without, simply be washed away. Which makes me think of this again. Like, kind of like, you know, the stars are just flowing. They're not working against, like, did I say something about stars? Got a star there. Yeah, I think I'll leave it there. I probably didn't really. Well, this is what I got for today. Even if I didn't explain things well, like, hopefully you caught my drift. If anyone's still watching the video or it's out there in the collective to, yeah, I just use, you know, imagination, like the whole magnetic thing, like harmony, working together, flowing, and mind programs, letting the more ego stuff go, something about the void with that, and planting seeds, and possibly somehow connecting the three-eye Alice or the third eye. Said this prayer card, I felt like where, yeah, this is kind of feeling like this is, yeah, what are those, some cards is like the meditation cards, like just looking at the card is healing or something. I did get I did get one more deck. I'm not buying any more decks. I did get the empath activation cards. Yeah, another what's it called, the Big Bear, what is it called, Big Bear, Baron Company, because I just bought a Baron Company I used the Heart Path cards, and then I bought another Baron Company deck, the Empath card activation cards. I might no, not for the next reading, but yeah. No more deck buying. No, I'm done. Going back to the reading. The summary. So yeah, I guess I was trying to do a summary. Yeah. That's it. Oh yeah, he has wings too. So yeah, I was just feeling something with like, yeah, the flying and the flowing and the spirits and the dancing and but we're not at like the third thing yet, I don't feel. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you for watching.